What up, yo? It's Zodiac over here, man. Listen, um, so I had a request to make a Lil Tyler beat, and as most people, there's so many artists out there right now that a lot of people probably have never heard of or even listened to unless you're literally a big fan. So as anyone else, I just go to YouTube and look up the name and then see exactly what kind of music that this artist make. So nonetheless, when I actually listen to his music, I'm like, well, I do not have anything in my beat, like, that I cooked up that can fit him. I have something that came close to it, but however, it's a little bit dark. But for Lil Tyler, it has to be like a more of a bouncy, jumpy, party type, you know what I mean? So when I went ahead to listen to everything that I have, I'm like, well, I cannot send anything to him because, they're not, I know for a fact they're not going to get picked because it doesn't fit his, his image. Anyway, what I ended up doing is that I do like what's called a remake. I remake the top songs. For example, I picked 3 of his top songs, that generated about 2 million views and plus. And I sit down and it takes me about like 30 minutes to kind of like remake the songs and all. So each of the songs I go and I remake them. Now, why do I do that? The reason I do it is because I do not want to guess what the artist gonna hop on or guess, just because I listen to the song and I'm just gonna go and make the songs and everything like that and flood the song with so many unnecessary sounds that, the artist is not gonna like. Because at that time, if I end up doing it on that process, which is technically what 90% of producers do, they listen to somebody and then they go and not listen to the person while they're making the beat. That's a big no-no, honestly. Why? It's because you're making a song based on what you hear, not what you actually listening. So you have to listen to exactly what's in the songs. Now, to overcome that, to actually get you to maximize your chances of getting your song picked or your beat pick, I would recommend that while you're making the beat, you listen to the song. It's gonna be kind of at first when you start doing it, it's going to be challenging, but it's not anything difficult. And once you get into the mindset behind, okay, you know what, this is how many sounds that's being used in this beat. This is the arrangement on that beat, or the mixing on that beat, or how the artist is actually fit into the pocket. Then you can kind of, after you make 1 or 2 or 3 beats, then you can, start making beat without even having to listen to the artist, because it's gonna be it's gonna be in your brain as you're making new beats for him. Okay, so the mindset is to make sure that you're not crowded the beat with so many sounds that you think is gonna fit, and or making things that that yourself love, and that you're gonna end up doing it for yourself. Gotta remember, you're not making beats for yourself, you're making beats for someone else. Now, when you listen to the song, you're gonna have to kind of gauge the key elements of the song. For example, the BPM, the key signature of the song. How many chords that's being used? Is it 2, 3, or 4 chords, or is it just 1 chord? How many sounds are there in the song? Is it a pad? Is it a lead? Is there a lead? Is there a pad? Is there a counter melody? Is there a chord playing? Or how many? Is there a bass or no bass? And what kind of bass? You know what I mean? Is it a bass guitar? Is it an analog bass, or is it a sub bass? Is it a sawtooth bass? Because there are so many sounds out there. You know what I mean? You can use whatever you want. There's no limitation as to what you need to use. But when you're using them, you have to make sure that they fit, that they are fit for the artist. So in this particular video in the background, that's actually, I kind of like speed it up and everything, because it doesn't really matter and everything. I'm not gonna go as far as like telling you, oh man, this is what the sounds that you have to pick or anything like that, because that's irrelevant. What I ended up doing is that I listened to where was the show? It was like the first show. This one, the remake over here, is the first show. So what I listened to the chord progression, and I found out that it's only 2 chords that's being used, and there's 1 pad that's going. It's kind of like a string pad, like it's just 1 note that just go throughout the entire beat to keep the energy up. And what else? There's some sort of a piano, like a electric piano that's playing, and they give you that's that's pretty much like the lead chord of the entire song, like an electric piano. You know, gauge whatever, go whatever plugin that can give you that sound. And the let me as mentioned the pad before, and also there's a bass, kind of like a funk bass type. You know what I mean? That's being used there. So those are the three sounds that I actually, I was able to capture. And I'm pretty sure there's one more sound and all, but I'm not really sure because I can't really, think of it on top of my head and all. But now it's come to the drums. When it comes to the drums, there's one perk that repeats, every, it's like three, and then and it repeats all over again, the same thing. Then there's a kick drum, not an 808, kick drum that complements the bass, and 808 stand that's pitch up, and then the hi hat that goes, to like two steps hi hat, and then in between it has like the in there. So nonetheless, I put a little preview of the remake, because the remake, it doesn't have to be at 100%, because the idea behind it is to get the mindset of what you need to add on the beat for the artist. What the artist is comfortable with. You know what I mean? And then once you get the idea how to make that beat, then you can say, okay, I know how to make this person or this artist type beat. And when you make that beat, it's always guaranteed that you're gonna be hitting.